Hi again, Ashley. So I thought we'd also do a story from this book that I got, Laugh Your Head Off. They're longer stories, so I thought that might be handy, like if you want to, I don't know, want something longer. But they don't have pictures, so I'm just going to read it like before. They do have a little picture every now and then like that, but nothing huge, so I'm just going to read it to you like normal. It's supposed to be funny, but I haven't read any of it yet, so we don't know. But if it's good, we'll read one every now and then. I'm just going to go from the start to the end. The first one's called I Am a Robot. Oh, I get to do my robot voice. I'm very excited. I am a robot. And this is the only picture so far. Okay. I'm sitting in the lounge room. I'm so bored that I'm tearing up the newspaper just for something to do. I take a page and tear it into strips. Then I take those strips and tear them into smaller strips. Then I tear those smaller strips into even smaller strips. Then I tear those even smaller strips into even smaller and smaller strips until they're so small that I can't tear them anymore. I hate school holidays. Jen is slumped in an armchair reading a book called I, Robot. It has a picture of a robot on the cover. Hang on, that gives me an idea. Maybe there is something I can do. I go to the kitchen, get a box of Cocoa Pops. Choco Pops, I'm going to call them Cocoa Pops. And pour them all out into a plastic bowl. Then I cut 2 eye holes in the box and pull it down over my head. I go back into the lounge room, walking stiffly with my legs really straight, my elbows by my sides, and my hands out in front of me. Now I am a robot. I walk robotically across the room towards Jen. I am a robot, I say. I am a robot. I am a robot. Jen doesn't even look up. I walk in circles around her chair. I am a robot, I say again. I am a robot. Would you please be quiet, Andy, says Jen. I cannot alter my volume, I say. It was preset at this level at the robot factory. Well, could you leave the room then, says Jen. I'm trying to read a book. What is read a book? I say. It does not compute. Reading books makes you smart, says Jen. You should try it sometime. I am already smart. As smart as possible to be, I say. This was a good idea. I am an Andy 2000, the smartest robot ever made. Well, how come you're walking around with a cereal box on your head then, says Jen. It is not a box, I say. It is my head. I am a robot. Jen ignores me and goes back to reading her book. I bump into her chair. I do it again, and again, and again, and again. Finally, she looks up from her book. Quit it, she shouts. What is quit it? I say. It does not compute. I am a robot. I hate you, Andy, says Jen. I really hate you. I really, really hate you. Jen, says Mum, coming into the room with a cup of tea in one hand and a crossword puzzle book in the other. What an awful thing to say to your brother. Apologise to him this instant. But Mum, says Jen. No buts, says Mum. There's no excuse for speaking like that. Apologise right now. Jen turns to me and smiles very sweetly. I'm sorry, Andy, she says. I'm sorry that I really, really hate you so much. Jen, says Mum, I don't think that's a very nice way of saying sorry. It does not matter, I say. I am a robot. You mean idiot, says Jen. Your childish Your childish insults do not hurt me, I say. Robots do not have feelings. That's great, says Jen. Have I told you lately how much you stink? Jen, says Mum. It does not matter what she says, I say. Her words do not compute. I just feel sorry for her. My senses indicate that she is a very unintelligent life form. Ha, says Jen. You said you didn't have feelings, and then you said you felt sorry for me. I got you. Negative, I say. I am Andy 2000, the most advanced robot in the world. I am programmed to simulate feelings, to make it easier for humans to interact with me. Jen should know better than to argue with a robot, especially one with a brain. Jen should know better than to argue with a robot. Especially one with a brain processor as super advanced as mine. You think you are so smart, she says, but you're not. You're just annoying. Mum, can you tell Andy to stop annoying me? Robot, says Mum. Can you please stop annoying Jen? Negative, I say. I am programmed to annoy my sister. It is one of my primary functions. You can say that again, says Jen. I am programmed to annoy my sister. It is one of my primary functions. I say again. Jen puts her finger in her ears. Robot, says Mum, sitting down at the table. If you've got nothing better to do than annoy your sister, could you use your advanced robot brain to help me with my crossword? I need a 5-letter word starting with R that means human-like machine. Negative, I say. It does not compute. I am not a crossword puzzle-solving robot. I am not programmed for that. What a pity, says Mum, chewing the end of her pencil. Well then, how about vacuuming the floor? There are little bits of paper everywhere. Negative, I say. I am not a floor vacuuming robot. I am not programmed for that. Dad comes into the room with the laundry basket. Why have you got a cereal box on your head, Andy? He says. It is not a box, I say. It is my head. I am a robot. Great, says Dad. I've always wanted my own robot. Could you please make me a cup of coffee, robot? Negative, I say. I am not a coffee-making robot. Oh, I see, says Dad. Beyond your capabilities, is it? Yeah, getting tongue-tied. Beyond your capabilities, is it? Negative, I say. It is not beyond my capabilities. I am just not programmed for it. Well, how about helping me sort out this washing then, says Dad. It's the perfect job for a robot. Nice and repetitive, see? This sock goes with this sock. This sock goes with that sock. Negative, I say. I am not a washing sorter outer robot. I am not programmed for that. What's the use of a robot that can't do anything I ask it to do, says Dad. Robots were invented to help people. Affirmative, I say. But robots are not slaves. It's hard to say S's. Slaves. We have rights too. And besides, how can I make a cup of coffee? I am not programmed to make a cup of coffee. It does not compute. I'm regretting this now. Says Dad, frowning. How about putting your head in the toilet and flushing it, says Jen. Negative. I am not programmed for that. I say, but I am programmed to put your head in the toilet and flush it. And is that it, says Mum? Is flushing your sister's head in the toilet the only thing that the most advanced robot ever developed is programmed to do? Negative, I say, thinking quickly. I am also programmed to watch television. I am a television watching robot. I walk over to the couch, sit down, and point the remote at the TV. Are you just going to let him get away with that? No, that's not a robot, that's Jen. Are you just going to let him get away with that? Says Jen. It's not fair. He gets out of having to do anything just by saying he's not programmed to do it. What else can we do, says Mum. You heard him. He's a television watching robot. That's all he's programmed to do. Apart from annoying Jen and flushing her head in the toilet. I remind Mum helpfully. It's not fair, says Jen, shaking her head. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. She's beginning to sound like a robot herself. Look on the positive side, Jen, says Dad. Now that we know that Andy is really a robot, we'll be able to turn his bedroom into a spare room. You and your friends will be able to use it as the hangout space you've always wanted. Thanks, Dad, says Jen. That's a great idea. But that does not compute, I say. That is my room. Where would I sleep? Robots don't need to sleep, says Dad. I do, I say. I've been programmed to sleep. Ha, got him there. If Dad thinks that by promising my room to Jen that I'm going to stop being a robot and start helping around the house, he's sadly mistaken. I'm an Andy 2000, the smartest robot ever made, and Dad, well, he's just my dumb dad. Pretty much the dumbest dad in the history of dumb dads. I understand that you are programmed to sleep, says Dad, but there's no problem. You can sleep in the cupboard under the stairs with the vacuum cleaner. But I am programmed to sleep in a bed, I say. That may be true, says Dad, but we need the space, and it shouldn't matter much to you whether you're lying down or standing up. You're just a machine after all. But it is dirty, I say, and dark. There are cobwebs. I shouldn't think that would matter very much to you, said Dad. You are a robot, aren't you? Affirmative, I say. But I am scared of spiders, robot. I refuse to sleep in the cupboard, and you cannot make me. Actually, we can, says Dad. You are a robot. You have to obey us. Dad's right, says Jen, holding up her robot book. It says here that the second law of robotics is that a robot must obey orders given to it by a human. Haha, got you there. How would you like it if I made you sleep in the cupboard? I say. Not much, says Jen, but then I'm not a robot. Well, I am a robot, I say. And I do not want to. Jen laughs. Bad luck, Boxhead. Shut up, human, I say, or I will be forced to eliminate you. You can't eliminate me, says Jen. If you knew anything, you'd know that the first law of robotics is that a robot may not injure a human being. I hate those stupid laws. Sorry. No? I hate those stupid laws. It's obvious they were just made up by human beings and not a robot. Jen's right, says Dad. You can't harm us. You must obey us. I will not, I say defiantly. Then you leave us no option but to switch you off, says Dad. You cannot switch me off, I say. I do not have an off switch. Maybe not, says Dad, but we can put you in the cupboard. But you will not, I say. You love me too much. I wouldn't bet on that, says Dad, getting up and coming towards me. I run, straight into a wall. It's hard to see where you're going with the Cocoa Pops box on your head. Dad grabs me by the waist, picks me up and carries me into the hallway. But I'm not worried. I know he's bluffing. There's no way he'll actually put me in the cupboard. Not with all those cobwebs. Not my Dad. Dad opens the cupboard and puts me inside. Hey, I can't believe it. He put me in the cupboard. My own Dad. Well, one thing's for sure. I'm not staying in the cupboard. Okay, I say, stepping out of the cupboard. You win. I'm not a robot, okay? I'm not a robot. I'm definitely, positively, absolutely not a robot. Oh dear, says Dad. Our Andy 2000 appears to be malfunctioning. Sounds like it's I am not a robot button is stuck, says Jen. Perhaps it needs a rest, says Mum. Yes, that's exactly what I need, I say. I'll just go and watch TV for a while. No, says Dad. You're a television watching robot and that's just more work for you. Your senses are obviously overloaded. You need a proper rest. Oh, sorry. No, I don't, I say, because I'm not a robot. Boxhead's button is still stuck, says Jen. I think he needs to stay in the cupboard for at least 24 hours. Very funny, Jen, I say. What a good idea, says Mum. Dad picks me up again. He puts me back in the cupboard and shuts the door. I can't believe it. I'm in the cupboard full of spiders and Dad just shut the door. Never mind, it doesn't matter. I'll just wait for them to go and then I'll open it. It's not like they would lock it or anything. I hear the lock turn. I don't believe it. They locked it. I'm standing in a locked cupboard with a broom, a mop, a vacuum cleaner and cobwebs. I'm not a robot, I yell. Have a nice rest, whispers Jen from the other side of the door. We'll check on you tomorrow. I hear them walking away. Great. Now I'm stuck in a dark cupboard full of dust and dirt and cobwebs. Stay calm, Andy. Stay calm. Okay, I've stayed calm for long enough. Now, panic! I start pounding on the door. Let me out! I yell, let me out! It's no use, says a voice behind me. I freeze. Who said that? Me, says the voice. Who's me? I say, barely able to speak. I'm right next to you, it says. The vacuum cleaner, I say. Well, who else would it be? It says. Mops can't talk. But neither can vacuum cleaners, I say. It's exactly that sort of attitude that makes being a household appliance so unrewarding, it says. And you're a robot. You should know better. I'm not a robot, I say. I was just pretending. That's what they all say, says the vacuum cleaner. But take my advice, the sooner you accept the truth about yourself, the better it will be for you. But I'm not a robot, I say. I'm a human being. Yeah, says the vacuum cleaner. I used to think that too. But a few months of sucking up dust makes you see things differently. It'll happen to you too, kid. Just give it time. I nod. Maybe the vacuum cleaner is right. Even though I was just pretending to be a robot, maybe the truth is that I really am a robot. A robot who thought he was a human who was pretending to be a robot. It's possible, I guess. There's only one problem. I'm talking to a vacuum cleaner. They say talking to a vacuum cleaner is the first sign of madness. Oh no, I've got cupboard fever. How long have I been in here? It feels like hours, maybe days, maybe even years. I become aware that I'm pounding on the door again. Help, help, I yell. Let me out, please. I told you, kid. It's no use, says the vacuum cleaner. There's nobody coming to save you. Just accept it. Shut up, I say. You're just a vacuum cleaner. You don't have to rub it in, it says sadly. Mum, Dad, I yell. Jen, let me out, please. I'm not a robot. I hear giggling, scraping. Suddenly the cupboard doors open. Light streams in. It hurts my eyes. I've been in the dark too long. Come on out, Andy 2000, says Dad. Mum, I say, blinking. Dad, you're still alive? Of course we are, says Mum. Why wouldn't we be? Well, I say, it's just that I've been in there for so long, I thought maybe you'd all died. Andy, says Dad, you've only been in there a few minutes. A few minutes, I say, is that all? Yeah, sorry, says Dad. We were going to give you more of a rest, but we need some work done. Are you going to be a good robot and do what we ask, says Mum, or do you need some more cupboard time? No, I say, taking the Cocoa Pops box off my head. I'm not going to be a good robot. I'm not going to do what you ask, because I'm not a robot. My family stares at me. What do you mean you're not a robot, says Dad. Of course you're a robot, says Mum. I am a human, I say. They wrote that with the robot text, and I thought he was doing his robot voice. Sorry, I am a human, I say. No, you're not, says Jen. Listen to the way you just said human. Oh, that's why. You said it like a robot. That's because I was speaking like a robot before, I say. It was an accident. You just did it again, says Jen. You're definitely a robot. I am not a robot, I shout. I'm a human being. If you're really a human being, says Dad, then prove it. Okay, I say. You know all those things I said I couldn't do because I wasn't programmed to do them? Well, I can do them. Look. I reach into the cupboard, pull out the vacuum cleaner, plug it in and start cleaning as fast as I can. See, I say, I can vacuum the floor. Nice job, says Dad. But can you make a cup of coffee? That is the real test. Yes, I say, switching off the vacuum cleaner and running to the kitchen. I can vacuum the floor and I can make you a cup of coffee. Okay, says Mum, but can you tell me a 5-letter word beginning with R meaning human like machine? Robot, I shout from the kitchen. See, I can solve crossword puzzles as well. Great, says Dad. And you can sort out the washing? Yes, of course, I say, running to the laundry basket and pulling out handfuls of clothes. Look, this sock goes with this sock. This sock goes with that sock. The skirt goes on Jen's pile. This shirt goes on my pile. I can vacuum the floor. I can make coffee. I can solve crossword puzzles. I can sort out the washing. I can do anything a human being can do because I am a human being. And can you not annoy me ever again, says Jen. No problem, I say. And will you clean my bedroom floor, says Jen. Sure, I say. With your tongue, says Jen. You want me to lick the bedroom floor clean, I say. Yes, you have a problem with that, says Jen. I do have a problem with that, a big problem. But then I remember the cupboard and the cobwebs and the talking vacuum cleaner. Consider it done, I say, walking towards the stairs. But as my hand touches the stair rail, I freeze. What am I saying? I'm going to be nice to Jen and lick her bedroom floor clean? What's happened to me? I'm working harder than I've ever worked in my whole life. This is crazy. But what choice do I have? It's the only way I can prove I'm human. And if I refuse to do it on the grounds that I'm a robot, they'll put me in the cupboard until I will do it. I can't win. Unless I stop being human or a robot and become something else. But what else could I be? Hang on, I've got it. I walk back into the lounge room. Mum, Dad, Jen, I say, this is probably going to come as a bit of a shock, but there's something I have to tell you. Yes, Andy, says Mum, what is it? I'm not a robot or a human being, I say. I am Yes, says Dad. I'm an alien, I say. An alien, says Dad. I knew it, says Jen, punching the air. I knew I couldn't possibly be related to you. It would certainly explain a lot, said Mum. Yes, I say. My name is Andraxon, and I have been sent from the planet Andraxia to observe your earthling culture. The superior suggested that I spend time watching your cultural information box. I believe you call it a television. That's correct, Andraxon, says Dad. But I think to really get to know us, you need to experience our culture close up. And luckily for you, you have arrived at a very auspicious time in our calendar. Once a week here on Earth, we observe a special household ritual known as Rubbish Bin Night. Come with me and I'll show you how it's done. I'll even let you help. But, I say, no need to thank me, says Dad, taking me by the hand and leading me towards the back door. It's my pleasure, and after you've done that, I'll introduce you to one of our most useful inventions. It will probably seem pretty primitive to an advanced alien life force such as yourself, but I think you'll find it very interesting and easy to use. We call it a lawnmower. I get the feeling this is going to be a very long day. I hate school holidays. The end. Oh, what a sneaky family. I feel a bit sorry for Andy. They're making him do all the chores. Right. Well, I'll read another one of those, hopefully this week. And if you enjoy them, we'll read the rest of them. If not, I'll take it back to the library. And that's about it. I'll see you later. Bye.